Okay, good morning. So before we start, may I ask Evan to please lead the prayer? Okay, thank you, Evan. Now let us check the attendance first, okay? Please raise your right hand once I call your family name. Is Lily present? Garcia? Ortega? Okay, very good. It is nice to hear that all of you today are present, class. Now, let's have a short review about our lesson yesterday. So, anyone here from the class can recall or can remember about our lesson yesterday? Oh, yes. Lily? Very good. Our lesson yesterday was all about The Case of Amontillado. It is a short story written by Edgar Allan Poe. Now, let's have a short activity before we proceed to our new topic or to our new lesson. So, are you ready? Okay. So, here, I will dictate the sentence and you will going to arrange it in orderly to sequence event happen in this story. So class, it will test you how you really recall or you remember the story that we have discussed yesterday, okay? So number 1, meets Fortunato at the carnival. Number 2, Montresor puts on a mass of black silk and hurried Fortunato to his palazzo. Number 3, Montresor said he received a pipe of what passes for Amontillado. Number 4, Montresor says he is on his way to Lucio. Number 5, Montresor leads Fortunato into the place where he chains him up. And number 6, Montresor chain Fortunato. Okay, I will wait for your answer, class. Are you done? Okay, may I have your answer? Okay, very good. The first event happened is Montresor meets Fortunato at the carnival. Second is Montresor says he is on his way to Lucio. Number 3, Montresor said he received a pipe of what passes for Amontillado. Number 4, Montresor puts on a mass of black silk and hurried Fortunato to his palazzo. And number 5, Montresor leads Fortunato in the place where he chains him up. And lastly, Montresor chained Fortunato up. Okay, very nice to hear that you were able to recall the sequence of the story. Now let's discuss your answer. What have you noticed with the following sentences? So any observation, class? Yes? What have you noticed? Oh yes, Lily. Very good. Okay, the sentences that I have given to you has its character and also settings. Now, since your classmate tells us the observation in the sentences, especially the activity that I have given to you, now let me introduce to you the elements of prose. So I know that there are a lot of you are asking, what is prose? And what is the elements of prose? So anyone here in the class know or any idea about the element of prose? Or know about the elements of prose? Yes? Okay, very good. The elements of prose are the characters, the settings, plot, the point of view, theme, and mood. So let us have each definition of the elements of prose. So number 1 is character. So what is character? When we say character, it is an individual who plays a role in a story, a novel, or a movies. So when we say character again, it is the one who has a big role play in the event. Okay? Okay, let's try to go back this story of the Casa of Amontillado. So who is the main character of the story? Yes, it's Montresor. So he is the character of the what? The story, because he plays a what? A big role in the story. Now, let's proceed to the settings. When we say settings, what comes first in your mind? Okay, very good. Settings is something, a place. Okay, very good. The setting means it is the environment in which the story takes place. So, when we say Italy, it happened in the Italy. It is a settings or a character? Of course, it is a settings. Actually, the elements of settings consist of four, which is the place, time, climate, and atmosphere. So you already know what is the meaning of place, right? When we say place, it is the event happened. Where the event happened. When we say time, what time of the event happened. When we say climate, what is the weather of the event or the story, like stormy, rainy, sunny day, that is the climate. And lastly, the atmosphere of the story. So what is the atmosphere of the story? What is atmosphere actually? It is the mood of the story. When we say mood of the story, the first thing that comes in your mind is the feeling. Of course, the feeling that the writer is trying to evoke in their readers. So when you're going to read a story or any kind of story, for example, the story is horror. So what is the feeling that the writer is trying to evoke in you? Okay, he wants you to get scared. Of course, that is the mood of the story. So let's try to recall the mood of the Casa of Amontillado. What is the mood of the Casa of Amontillado? Okay, very good. The mood of the Casa of Amontillado is something dark, mysterious, and also revengeful. Very revengeful. Well, because at the end of the story, Montresor chained up Fortunato in the cellar. And it is a kind of mysterious because we really don't know what will happen next, because all we know is Montresor and Fortunato were best friends, right? So, is it clear to you, class, what is the settings and also the elements of settings? Okay, let's proceed to the plot. So, what is plot? The plot is the sequence of events that takes place in the story. So again, when we say plot, it is the sequence. The sequences of events that take place in the story. So there are three sequences of events that take place in the story. The first is the rising action. Second one is the climax. And the last one is the resolution. So when we say rising action, when will it happen? when the story is going to or is getting intense. So that is the rising action. When we say climax, when the problem is there, when you reach the problem, that is the climax. When we say resolution, of course, it is the ending. From the word itself, resolution. So the problem is already solved. So that is the sequence of events that take place in the story. So what is it? It's a plot. So what is the keyword there? The keyword, sequence of events. So is it clear to you, class, what is the meaning of plot? And what is the purpose of the plot in this story? Okay, now let's proceed to the point of view. So what is point of view? Is anyone here in the class